Hey everyone, it's Colin here at etrailer. Today we're going to take a look at this sewer hose kit from Viper. This is going to allow you to hook up to your RV's gray and black water tanks so that you can empty them into your dump station at the campsite. Now in this kit you're going to get two 10-foot hoses. You can use them in a variety of ways. If you go to a lot of different campsites around the country, you'll see that there are very different setups. In this case, we're pretty close to our dump station. We're about 9 to 10 feet away. We're almost fully extended. Sometimes you might be 2 feet away, sometimes you might be 20, it just all depends. So we're going to go through some of the different ways you can use this kit. Right now we just have one hose operating. This is more than enough for us. We can just leave that second hose aside. Now in this scenario, we're more than 10 feet from our dump station, so we use the two hoses, combined them to make one 20-foot hose so we could reach our dump station. And another way, which is probably going to be the most common way to use this kit, is that you have two different exit points for your tanks. Could be a black water tank and a gray water tank separate, or sometimes in those bigger RVs, you got a front bathroom and a back bathroom, so you have two black water tanks. In any case, you have two different hoses run to one point. We're actually using a Y fitting that's sold separately here at etrailer, so we have one connection point going into our dump station. When you're using these sewer hoses and connecting them to your tanks, it's always a good idea to wear some gloves so you protect your hands and they don't get too dirty. It's really cool that we have these bayonet style connection points pulled off so you can kind of see them. We have some really nice internal seals right here to make sure there's no leakage so it doesn't create any type of mess when you're emptying out your tanks. You always want to make sure you empty out your black water tank first and then your gray water tank if they're connected like this as well. We can also swivel the top. That's going to prevent the hose from getting kinked up like that when we're trying to install this. So we just adjust it to that point, put it on there, and then once we twist, it's going to lock on to provide a nice seal so we can empty out our tanks. We're also going to have the same thing on the other side, except instead of the bayonet, we're going to have the lug nuts right here. They also do swivel so that doesn't kink up the hose. With our 90-degree 4-in-1 angle right here, elbow, we can connect it. We have a clear housing on the elbow so we can see the stuff coming out of our tank so we know when it's done emptying. What's also really cool is that we can hook up to a lot of different types of dump stations. We can use a 3-inch just regular slip, or we can go to the threaded inlets. We can go for 3-inch, 3.5-inch, and 4-inch inlets. So virtually whatever campsite you're at, you're most likely going to have a way to connect to the dump station. Now these Viper hoses are going to be very durable. That's something I really like about them. You don't really have to worry too much about them getting damaged. They have a really heavy-duty construction. They also have a wire reinforcement, so you can see when I step on it, just like that, cramming it down, it will form back to its original shape. So whether you step on it or accidentally run it over, it's still going to come back to its former shape and operate the same way. Now while we have the hoses fully extended, if you don't need all of that length, you can collapse them so that it doesn't take up too much space, and it makes great for storage. You can just collapse them down like so. At their longest length, they are going to be 10 feet long each, but once we get them fully collapsed, at their shortest length, they're going to be about 50 inches. So that's going to really help out with storage so you don't have to worry about coiling it up, so you can store it easier. And it's also going to come with these plastic caps we can use. We put it right in there. It's going to help make sure that no particles or other liquids drain out of our hoses when we're done using them. I would always advise to wash out your hoses when you're done with them, but just in case, we do have these caps, and it's also going to help prevent any fumes from coming out of our hose as well while they're in storage. Now, like we talked about, if you have an RV like this one where it's just one connection point for your black and gray water tanks and you don't think you're going to need that much hose length, there is another kit available from Viper. Instead of two 10-foot hoses, you'll just get one 15-foot hose, so that's just a little bit less to deal with. You don't have two separate hoses you got to connect together. It's just one. You run from your connection point right here to your dump station. Now, these Viper hoses are going to be one of the most durable sets you can get that are on the market. Now when you compare these to some of the more basic hoses out there that just have that standard vinyl construction, one of them that comes to mind is the quick drain hoses. Now with those are going to still get the job done, allow you to empty out your black and gray water tanks. However, they are more susceptible to damage. With these, we have ultimate UV and puncture resistance. With those, if you happen to step on them or run them over, you run the risk of damaging them to where they're going to leak, and that could cause a mess. Well, I hope this information helped you guys out, but that's going to do it for a look at the Viper sewer hose kit.